Hey, what's going on, everybody? TheManMindset.com. This is another sex toolkit chop up. Don't forget to watch our show live every Tuesday morning, 11 o'clock East. We have our 1 hour email show. Then Tuesday evening, we have our live dating show with a cast of motherfuckers that can get you where you need to go, because we the baddest boys on the block. Nobody can fuck with us when it comes to women's sex, talking dirty and all the other stuff to ladies. Got a guy send me an email. I wanted to save this for tomorrow, but I can't, because this is some important stuff that a lot of you guys need to know. Guy's been working this woman for at least 6 months. And when I mean working her, he's been like, when she posts something on Instagram, he'll like it. She'll post something on Facebook, he'll like it. He's been walking around eggshells for 6 months. And he sends me an email because he's so frustrated, because all of a sudden this person came out of nowhere within a few days and snatched her up, where she started posting pictures of the two of them together. Her kissing him on the cheek, her hugging up on him, her all on his page, because unfortunately he was being snoopy. And he was like, well, what did I do wrong? I don't understand. Again, he's new, but this is what we always try to tell you guys, that it's very important, and this is where the sexual confidence comes in at. It is all about the experience you can give a woman. Now, for this guy, he was talking to her for 6 months, walking on eggshells. If you're walking on eggshells with a woman, the experience is going to be an eggshell experience, because the whole time he never put his bid in. He thought that she thought he liked him, because he was always liking her posts, and he was just playing around, beating around the bush. This is the same guy that had, when they were in school together, he had a few classes with her. They would sometimes eat together at lunchtime and all that other stuff. So what he couldn't understand is, how is it that he put 6 months of work into this woman, then all of a sudden somebody comes along within a few days and not only snatches the woman's attention from him, which he never had, but now all of a sudden she's posting pictures of her with this guy, letting the whole world know that, look, I'm out of the game, this is who I like, this is who I'm with. And he is really lost in all this. And this is what I want to talk to you guys about. And this is where the sexual confidence comes in at. Now, I give him credit for having a little bit of confidence to even go at her. But sometimes confidence isn't enough when you have other guys out there trying to vie for a woman's attention. Now, in this case, in my opinion, he was trying to get her to like her. Okay, he was trying to, what we call, backdoor the situation by not stepping up. But this is where I always say experience comes in at, of what you're doing. From the first moment you meet a woman to the last moment that you leave her after you have sex with her, it's important to give her a sexual experience, or the thought of a sexual experience. Now, a lot of guys out there think that just because I talk to her, or we talk, or we text, or we hang out, and we do all this other stuff, I'm giving her experience. No, you're not giving her experience. You're giving her what every guy she knows is giving her, which is a boring experience, and women don't like boring. The thing that women like guys that know what they're doing, know what they want, and they don't apologize for what they're doing. Now, this situation right here, and this is what goes wrong with a lot of guys. A lot of guys, you have to understand that women have a lot of options when it comes to other guys. Women have really choices of what they want to do. Now, when you're on Facebook or Instagram, always liking her photos and all the other stuff, that doesn't tell her that you're separating yourself. But I could probably tell you what that one guy did in a few days that took him 6 months that he couldn't do, is that this one guy, see, when you know that, okay, like I always say, the Willy Wonka golden ticket, hey, it's like, hey, yo, here's my card, call me, right? When you know from beginning to end that you can take her on a sexual roller coaster ride. That means the approach is sexual. That means when you first talk or text, it's sexual. That means that you do not have to necessarily have physical contact with her to make her feel a certain kind of way about you when you know what you're doing. Because if you can't give her butterflies, not only in her stomach, but also different parts of her that we talk about in the sex toolkit, then you lose. Because every other guy there, you're not the only guy. Don't ever think you are the only guy. But you can be her only man. Now, there are always going to be guys always trying. But the best thing that the other guy did that I want to say to him and all you guys is that he did the smartest thing. See, there was a post that I put out and I forgot what it said. There was a dog race and there were like 4 greyhounds running and there was a cheetah in the starting gate, laying down, not even moving. And I think the meme was saying sometimes you don't even, sometimes it's disrespect to show people how great you are. Sometimes you just sit back and let them think that they gonna win when you can anytime get up and blow them out the water. This is what I try to tell you guys. See, the thing about sexual confidence is it gets reinforced not by the guy who has a sexual confidence, but it gets more reinforced by the guys who don't have the sexual confidence. See, the thing that I think this guy did, and it was such a smart ass move, and this is why we try to tell you this. See, once you give her a taste or a sample of what you are or what you can be like in the bedroom, you don't have to push the issue at that point because you've already separated yourself. So what happens is the reinforcement comes from those who are not as sexual confident and cannot do as much as you. You see, the reason why she gravitated to him more is because he separated himself from everybody else early. It wasn't him. He didn't have to work her for 6 months. He worked it for a few days. That's how it's supposed to be. You should be able to snag her within the first 48 hours. Not based off of what you know, but also based off of the principles of what they don't know. A lot of guys don't know what to do, and this is a case in point. For 6 months, you've been walking on eggshells. For 6 months, you've been liking her photos. For 6 months, you've been hanging out with the food and showing her that if she was with you, this is what life is going to be like, boring. But what the guy did that was smart was he did what we are trying to teach you how to do. You got to show her within the first 24, really the 48, that you're different than everybody else. And like the cheetah sitting in the starting gate, you don't have to prove anything after that point. You just sit back and allow everything and everybody else to do the work for you. And what threw him off and really upset him is he couldn't understand why all of a sudden she's posting pictures of her kissing him and hugging them and they're together. Why? Because when a woman gets with a guy who knows what he's doing, he has the high ground. And at that point, that woman is trying to show the whole world that, hey, you know what? I have a man, I'm taken, and this is somebody I like, even though they might not even be a couple. She's already caught up in him. So what we're trying to tell you guys, and this is very important, is, see, a lot of these guys out here, they're trying to get your confidence going. They're trying to tell you what to say. They're trying to tell you what to text. They're trying to tell you all that, and that's fine and all that. But in the big scheme of things, It's nothing compared to what happens when you're in the game. You can text all you want. You can be on the phone all you want. You can do all the stuff that they're telling you what to do. But when you are in that game and you don't know what to do, because it's based off the principles that you don't know what to do in the beginning anyway, and now that you're in, what you're doing is, without even knowing, is that you are helping the other guy out there who is doing it's crazy how this works. But once you have laid down a sexual foundation, you just walk away. You don't have to do anything, because at that point, she is constantly trying to weigh out and trying to figure out, okay, wow, 99.9% of the guys are doing this. She knows it. She's used to it. Liking my pages, hanging out with the food, compliment me all the time, just doing things to make sure that I know that they're interested. But then there's this 1%er. There's this one guy on this side that is doing nothing. He already put his bid in, but why isn't he messaging me or liking my pages like the other guys? Let me investigate. Gingerbread house. Seeing the gingerbread house. Gotta investigate. When she goes on his page, she notices that his page is totally different from everybody else's. He's talking about fucking, women, sport. He's doing whatever. He just doesn't care. But yet, who's liking his page? Who's replying to his messages? Women. Like. And she's like, oh shit, wait a second here. Let me go on the page of these other guys, and what you see is just like playing it safe, shit ass memes on Facebook. You know those guys, just playing it safe. But what you notice is that the guy that posts his stuff, she knows that other women are going after him, which changes the whole power dynamic, because at that point, like I told you before, women want what other women have, because what is it about this guy where all these women want him, but then all of a sudden he put his bid with me, so, oh shit, if I don't make the move, then he's just gonna move to the next one. I gotta make the move. So then the whole power dynamic changes. But when you look on the other side, I don't mean to go too long with this, I'm just trying to explain this, but on the other side with the guy that's doing the 6 months, he's playing it safe. Because playing it safe is showing her, I don't know what to do. I don't know how to adjust. And that's what we're trying to tell you. That's what these guys don't tell you. I stress this to you all the time. You've got to know how to utilize, and with your conversation classes, the different selves. You've got to know when to turn on the romantic. You've got to know when to turn on the sensual. You've got to know when to turn on the seductive. You've got to know when to turn on the dirty, the naughty, the freaky, the nasty. See, for a lot of you guys, you didn't even realize you had those things in you because you never had to access them or show her. But these are part of the roller coaster ride that women are attracted to, because they know that a guy that knows these things is the guy that can take her on that emotional, romantic journey that they're so used to seeing in books and movies of that one guy. If you ever watch any TV shows, movies, or read any books, there's always that one obtainable guy that has it all. They've been doing this shit since the 80s. They did it with like shows like Beverly Hills 90210 with Dylan. They did it with Melrose Place with I forgot that guy's name. Excuse me, is Jake. They did it with How I Met Your Mother with Doogie Howser. Everything you see, there is always a guy that is an asshole. He doesn't mean to be an asshole, but he knows if I get hold of her, he knows if she just bites, that it's already over, because she's so used to this. She's not used to this. She's not used to the emotional roller coaster of somebody that can change it up in a moment's notice. Someone that can make her feel very hot and horny, but then someone that can make her feel sexual and appreciated. Because when most, the guys that do the 6 months or try to get to like, they don't know what they're doing. And because they don't know what they're doing, it throws off everything, because then at that point, if they do get the woman, they don't know what to do next. But I don't mean to go too long in all this. I just wanted to say that if you think it's just about approaching a woman and talking to her, absolutely not, because y'all are doing that right now. If you cannot give her an experience, and it doesn't have to be, it's not a physical experience. If you cannot give her the mental, sexual experience of having the confidence to shift it up and change it up, then your chances are going to be less than zero, because just because you might get that date doesn't mean you're going to sleep with her. You get, unfortunately, y'all guys go for the numbers, whatever. Doesn't mean you're going to sleep with her. You talk to her on the phone, doesn't mean you're going to sleep with her. You get a hug, doesn't mean you're going to sleep with her. But the guy that knows what he's doing, I just don't want to, y'all just don't understand mental fucking. Y'all understand that when I say you get the pussy before you even get the pussy, is the mental fuck game. That's where the sexual confidence comes in. That's what we're talking about, the sex toolkit, the mental fuck game. It's fucking her before you even fuck. But again, look, I'm just trying to explain it. I kind of went over. But guys, don't forget to check us out every Tuesday night, 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Also, Tuesday in the morning, 11 East, where we chop it up. But I just wanted to drop this on you to just give you a little clarification. Because anybody can tell you to be sexual, and anybody can tell you to walk up to a woman. But the thing that a lot of these guys don't do, they don't explain the why to all of this. Because a lot of you guys are always scratching your head saying, okay, I listen to this guy, I follow that guy, but all of a sudden I'm still at square one. I don't get it. Because most of these guys, they're just giving you generic answers, and they're not breaking it down because they don't know themselves. Because if they don't tell you that you've got different sexual cells, they don't know what they're doing in the bedroom. I'm telling you right now. We're the only ones that are telling you about this. We're the only ones that's telling you about your nasty self, freaky, dirty, sensual, sexual, romantic, all those things. Nobody else is doing that. So listen to those that think they know what they're talking about. They know nothing. But what we're trying to do is trying to get you to understand that this is a little bit deeper than just walking up to a woman and speaking to her. Talking to her ain't shit. It's what you do afterwards is going to make you or break you. Anyway, talk too long. I'm the Dean. I will see y'all motherfuckers on Tuesday. Holla at me, themanmindset.com. Peace.